Hey, welcome to part 3 of my framing my modern home. I'm a general contractor, building my home myself. This video we're going to go over interior framing, big rake walls, and I've got the bonuses at the end, all the things you should not miss when you frame your house, kind of like your punch list at the end. Okay, it's been a couple weeks. I framed a couple more of those walls like I just showed you, but I didn't show you twice, 3, 4 times. So I gotta get a beam, posting a beam in here so I can get this roof on, and that's what we're doing. So, gonna try to manhandle this bad boy into that spot. That's heavy. It's really heavy. Okay. Got my third hand on. Oh my gosh, that thing is heavy. Oh. Got my Tico gun. Shoots these nails directly into the hole. Just the handiest thing ever invented. You don't have to have them super level. They'll always move in these hangers. And once you get these nails in, it'll stand by itself. Yep, that was heavy. Okay, now let me get a platform built up here. Show you how I find out where to put the beam and how to cut that post. There's a right way and a wrong way, in my opinion. I tacked this truss on the wall to figure out my heights for my truss. So I know my beam's going to be right here. And this is a hooper. You tell me how to say that. Hooper? I don't know. Anyway, it's fully adjustable, so like my little dot there, I can lower this thing down to my right there, and I have control this way to twist. Oh, there it is. Adjust that green dot right there. Green dot right there. I'm going to shimmy down the ladder, shimmy up the ladder. I'm going to mark that. That gives me the top of my beam, or top of my post, and then I'll cut my beam hole in that. Okay, there was my laser right here. So I'm going to cut the beam off, completely off right here. And then I have a beam pocket right here. I'm doing a 3.5 by 10 inch beam. And this is what I call the Utah cut. Of course, that's backwards. Utah's the other way, but if you're doing this, don't just cut the post off. You lose this opportunity to get this great connection. It squares up your beam. You put a couple of big log screws through there. Super solid. Cut that off. I'll slice that. It'll come down both sides. See, that wraps around to this side too. Got this mark. I'll cut that all out. And then, well, I don't know what next. Find a beam, cut it. Ends up looking like this. 3.5 by 10. If you got 4 by 4 posts on your plan, scratch that out and put 6 by 6 so you can get this connection. Can't beat it. Alright, I gotta go source a beam. Gotta go through my junk pile and see what I got. That didn't work very good. Oh, I forgot my gun. When framing, bring a gun. Four-inch timber techs. First thing is level this baby. Dead money. Watch how well this works. How are you gonna get tighter than that? You're not. And then I always hang them long because I can cut that off nice and flush. Because, I don't know, a few times out of 10, it's too long, too short, doesn't work. So I just quit doing that. Now I just cut it when it's up here. All right, I'm gonna do a few other things. Try to figure out where I'm going next because I don't even know. Okay, I got this trusses come down this wall, hit this beam out to that post. Same deal. And you can use the side, like it's got these 90-degree beams. Put that on, tune it all up. Got my mark over here. I'm gonna go cut all that up. This time I got an 11 7/8 beam. Just gonna cut the top off. It's like 40 feet. It's a long ways down. Back cut. Utah cut. Now, just got to measure the beam and cut it, nail it together, swing it up, nail it on, all that stuff. Same thing, same deal. Okay, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks and I've done a lot of miscellaneous junk around here that's just all repetitive junk that I've showed you before. Exterior is done and sheeted. Trusses are up on the second level, and I got to frame these big raked walls. You can figure out how to frame them on the ground, but if you want them tight, you gotta do them stick by stick. I've already put that one in. So I'm gonna do this long wall right here. Step one. Once again, we're using the laser. LP 516. Cheap, but not very strong. You can't use a spirit level, a little bubble level. It's 14 feet, not happening. So I come over here, and I gotta try to get that to hit a truss. Right there. Yep, right there. And I'll put it right on the side of my wall, shining down. Okay, got the mark up there. Ooh, a little sketchy, a lot sketchy. Okay, now I got a laser mark. Now I'm going to show you from this laser mark How far back to set your chalk line. Get it right every time. Okay, I had to redo this. My other one was out of focus. Pretend this is your top chord of your truss, your ceiling you're trying to get. This is the stud you're gonna do. This will be your top plate. So run and rise. This interior is a 4/12 pitch. So every 12 inches horizontally, you come up 4. 4/12 might be an 8/12, might be a 10/12. Generally, if you have a vault ceiling, it's half of the outside pitch. If it's an 8 outside, it's usually a 4 inside. Anyway, if we're square, your plate lines up right there, right on the stud. But as this twists to a 4/12, your plate has to start sliding back so that, I gotta move it over just a little bit, so that this edge lines up with the stud, all the way down to a 12/12. A 12/12 is 1.5 inches now. A 12/12, that's what I got said right here. For every inch of pitch, you use 1/8 off of, so let's say I lasered up here and my line is right here. So every inch of pitch is 1/8 down. So this is a 12/12, that's 12/8, that's 1.5 inches. So you'd mark a line 1.5 inches down. And then when you put that on, your edge will line up with your wall. 4/12, 4/8. So we're gonna take 4/8 or a 1/2 inch. We'll have our line chalked and we'll pull back another line, 4/8, a 1/2 inch. That will line this side up perfectly. 6/12, gonna be 3/4 of an inch. 6/8, 10/12, 1.25 inches. So you get 1.25 inches down, 1.5 inches, lines you right up. Get it? 0, 4/12 is a 1/2 inch, 6/12, 3/4, 8/12, inch, 10/12, 1.25 inches, 12/12, because it's 45-degree equal, 1.5 inches. All right? That's what lines that up. Okay, did that. Now we're going to come back a 1/2 inch for a 4/12. That is where my top plate will go. I made sure to grab the heaviest 2x4 in the stack to make it as hard as possible. Get it on the line and there. Now you're good. I just run down and shoot on the line. If I had a cut man here, I would take the time with 2 ladders to build a plank system so that I could do this wall way faster. So when you're by yourself, it doesn't freaking matter. That's a good example of how that pitch thing works. Let me show you. You can see there, I chalk that line a 1/2 inch back and it puts that edge dead perfect, right flush with it. So now I have my plane on straight up to that edge. And a lot of guys screw that up. They'll shoot this on the level line and then their studs are 1/2 inch out. Can't do that. I'll pull layout down here, the whole thing. I'll use my laser. I'll shoot up and I'll get one and then I'll pull 2 or 3 layouts, shoot all those, and then I'll laser another one, because your little errors will add up as you go along, unless you can find a way to pull a layout the whole way. Do that. I've just got all these walls to put in. So I'll film a little till it gets boring, and then I'll shut it off. Okay, I gotta wrap this framing video up. We're about done. This is the master. I got all that framing in. It's just like the other stuff. One last thing I was gonna show you. A lot of people don't do this, but blocks for, these are towel hooks. And there's a measurement online, but I just kind of held my hand where I want to hang my hook, 5 feet, and I put the blocks on both sides. Shower's right here. This block is for the hand towel over the cabinet. Cabinet's 36, you want this 20 inches above your countertop, so 56 inches. Center of block, both sides. Toilet paper holder, 26 inches above. Got everything's done. Show you something downstairs real quick. Okay, this may or may not be a code in your area, but when you do a drop ceiling, so this is a 12 foot, and there's no need to have 12 foot because you can't get anything on the shelf, so I dropped it down. But when you do that, you have to fire block all around that ceiling so that if a fire breaks out here, it can't get up into that cavity and spread through the trusses. Same thing here, I dropped the ceiling up here. Ooh. Dropped the ceiling there, so fire blocks all around. Fire block the side of your stairs. Whether it's a code or not in your area, this is something you want to do. I've got a friend that's a fire chief, and if you can hold the fire to one room, one area, they can usually save your house. But if it gets into the floor joist, floor or anything, and it can travel, you're gonna lose your house. I think that's it. I gotta wrap it up because these videos are too long and I don't put out enough videos, and I'll tell you what, I'm tired. I do my regular job, my business, and then I come here at night, and every Saturday and Sunday I've been framing sun up, sundown, 7 days a week for too long. I'm tired. It's a battle. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If you're gonna build your own house by yourself, you better be ready for the mental game because it is tough. Okay, well, if you've watched this far and you haven't subscribed, well, what are we doing? Is it like a friends with benefits, or, all right, come on, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Help me out. And I'm gonna try to do more frequent and shorter videos, but it's slow. I did this foundation last July 4th, and it's June 20th, almost a year. So it might be good content or information, but I'm slow. But I have saved a lot of money. So what we got coming up is we're gonna do the radiant, we're gonna do the plumbing, and then what I'm most excited about, the low voltage automation in the whole house. That's gonna be cool. But that's it, it's all done. I don't have a deck on here yet, but I can still wiggle my way out. I'll be sitting right here in a chair someday, not framing, and looking at that river. All right, thanks for watching. You subscribers that follow along, sure appreciate it. All right, join us on the next video. We're gonna do 2 weeks of building your house on the side, nights and weekends, like I do. Here's a sneak peek, putting in some plumbing, some conduit, working on some dirt work while I'm waiting on the boys to get over there to do some four-way stuff. All right, see you on the next one.